Hi, this is an introduction to the Math 90 class at City College. This is Mel Hom, the instructor. Let me go ahead and go over the syllabus. Let me share the screen here. All right, so this is the syllabus. You got an email about this, or you see it on Canvas announcements. All right, so there's my email address. You communicate with me that way. Office hours are Fridays from 8 to 9 by Zoom. I'll give you the Zoom link later. Okay, so our course, Math 90, is pre-calculus algebra. Now, on paper, it's Monday and Wednesday from 8:10 to 10:25 a.m. The only times you actually have to meet during that designated time are exams. All the other times you don't have to meet. I won't be there. So you just do what you're supposed to do every day according to the schedule. Okay, the textbook, College Algebra 7th edition, looks something like this. I can't get it all on one screen here unless maybe I make it. Oh, okay, get that. So this is what it looks like. And it's by Cengage. And get this in focus here. And you can see the ISBN number that's there if you need it, 978-1305-11545. Okay, in any event. Now, I'm required to put this on my syllabus, but you can take it or leave it. Students, please purchase your course materials through the bookstore. Once you purchase, you'll be provided an access code. You will need this when registering for my course and so on. Okay, you don't actually have to sign up for WebAssign. There's something called WebAssign. It comes free with the book. I don't require you to do any work on WebAssign, but some of you, if you want to use it, you may. Okay, here's the information that you need for that. Here's our course key. Registration on getting on WebAssign. You don't have to do it. I'm not an expert on WebAssign. I've used WebAssign before, but if you want to use it, you may. It's just for extra help. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it. Okay, so I make this available to you. This is the pitch from the school and the bookstore to buy it through the bookstore. Hey, if you want to get it online somewhere else, you're certainly welcome to do that, and I won't know the difference. Okay, course description. What are we doing in the course? You can read it or not. I'm required to put it, so there it is. Student learning outcome, same thing. I'm required to put it. So there it is, you can read it or not. Okay, protocol. This is an asynchronous class, no required meetings except for exams. So typically you'll be given sections to prepare. You were to read the corresponding sections and watch the videos associated with each section. The videos are usually less than 30 minutes long, okay? So if you look at the schedule, so we will not be meeting again in general Monday and Wednesday, 8:10 to 10:25 a.m. The only time we will meet are exam days, which are here and so on. Okay. Notice on many days, there are two sections, okay, representing 2 hours worth of work. Okay. The videos are far less than an hour. They're usually less than 30 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes or 10 minutes even. Okay, so you read the corresponding sections in the text, watch the videos associated with each section. The videos are less than 30 minutes long. So normally one section is meant to be an hour, but I condense it into 30 minutes or less. Okay, that does make it easier to process the videos. The shorter the video, the easier it is to process. However, that does mean I have to go very fast. So the videos go fairly quickly, but of course you can always pause, rewind, fast forward, replay as often as you want to go back over the videos. Okay, attendance, there's no required attendance, but every week there's either going to be discussion or an exam. Okay, if you miss 4 discussions or exams combined, you may be dropped for excessive absences. So my definition of excessive absence is you miss 4 discussions or exams combined. So every week there's either a discussion or an exam. So discussion, discussion, exam, discussion, 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 exam, all the way through. Okay. Homework. There'll be homework almost every class meeting. The homework will be collected every exam day. It is not graded for accuracy, but just for completion. Okay, and you must submit at least 70% of the homework in order for your exam to be graded. So all the homework for any one particular exam, you turn on the exam day. So our first exam is on Wednesday, February 2nd. You turn in everything here. And you already have all the homework assignments also. Okay. So by the way, page 79 to 80, chapter P test, you're not actually taking a test. At the end of every chapter, they give you something called a chapter test. So it's a review of basic algebra. So rather than doing section 1, 2, and so on, I just went right back to the end and just have you do 1 through 14 all for the chapter P test. But this is what you're responsible for the first test, and you turn in all of this homework on the day of the first exam. Okay. And then the second test, you turn in all of this. After that, it's basically chapter by chapter. So then after that, there's a chapter 1 test, chapter 2 test, chapter 3 test, chapter 4 test. And all the tentative dates are listed here. Okay, only on exam days, here, that's when you show up on that designated day from 8:10 to 10:25 a.m. All the other days don't show up. I'm not going to be there. Okay, actually, I'll be doing office hours for another class, but not for us. Okay, discussions. Yeah, right. So you have to submit at least 70% of the homework in order for exam to be graded. So no homework means you don't get graded on your test. Discussions. Discussions are given by Canvas announcements, generally given on Mondays, and they're due 11:59 p.m. Wednesday evenings. They're not really math problems, but discussions involving math. So email me at mhum@ccsf.edu. And in my opinion, these are easy points. So here's an example. So this is the actual first discussion. In 25 to 100 words, please share your prior experience in math. What was the highest math class you took? What kind of grades have you typically gotten in math? And a note, you will not lose points for giving a negative answer about math. So maybe some students would say, oh, the teacher's not going to give me as many points if I say something negative about math. No, just be honest about your opinion on math and you'll get full credit for something like that. And here's a sample discussion response. This is the actual first question for discussion. Share your prior experience in math. So if somebody says, I've never been very good at math and have struggled with every math class I took. I got up to geometry in high school, but failed it. So I never got higher than algebra. And even that was a struggle to get a C in the class. I'm hoping to do better in this math class, but the memories of past failures in math will still be with me. Okay, so that's a full credit, just a mini essay, as it were. And that's what involved in the discussions. Okay, exams. There'll be 5 exams, 1 for each chapter. Each exam is assumed to be closed book and closed notes, but you're allowed 1 formula sheet, 8.5 by 11, both sides, so a standard size piece of paper. You can write in the front and the back, put anything you want on it. The exams are the only synchronous portions of the class. So the only time that you meet from 8:10 to 10:25 are exam 1, Wednesday 2:2, Wednesday 3:2, Wednesday 3:23, Wednesday 4:20, Wednesday 5:11, and the final exam, the date is to be determined. Okay, so that's the only time you have to show up 8:10 to 10:25. All the other times you don't have to. Okay, and questions will be similar to the ones from the homework. I don't give any tricks or surprises. Exams are 100 points each. There's generally no makeup or rescheduled exams. You're allowed to drop 1 exam, which might be part of the final exam. Okay, before the first exam, you must show me a picture ID having your name and picture on it. You might cross off any sensitive information like birthday, address on a driver's license. All I need is your name and a picture. So here's an example for myself. So for a class like this, I don't really get to know what you look like because we meet so infrequently. Okay, so how do I know you're the one that's actually taking the tests, right? So here's an example. Just got my name and picture, that's it. Cross off address, age, height, and weight, and all that stuff. Okay, this is all I need. So just email me something like this before the first exam. Okay, during exams, have your camera on with the true background. Don't have Golden Gate Bridge or outer space or something like that. keep yourself muted. If you have any questions during the exam, then put them in the chat. Okay, so that's the only time you have to meet 8:10 to 10:25. Okay, the exams are meant to be an hour, but you get over 2 hours to do it. So there shouldn't be any time issue for taking the exams. Cheating, all of this basically says don't cheat. Okay, but what are you allowed in exams? Of course, we said you can have one formula sheet, front and back, 8.5 by 11, and a calculator, but that's all. Okay. Now, you know, and I know it's a lot easier to cheat under this environment compared to meeting face-to-face on campus. Okay. So for each exam, I reserve the right to give an oral exam follow-up on Zoom. You'll be told ahead of time, and we will arrange a mutual time. So if I think you're cheating, if I suspect something's kind of funny, I might ask to meet with you one-on-one about the test, and I might decide to grade your oral exam instead of your written exam. Okay, so if I think you cheated in a particular question, I'll ask you about it. And if you don't give me answers that match what you wrote down, I may decide to give you the points based on your oral exam. Okay. Disability. You have a documented disability from DSPS, let me know. There's no extra credit. There will be a 300-point comprehensive final exam. The final exam will be similar in content to the other exams. You should think of the final exam as being in worth like taking 3 100-point exams. Okay, so that means there's a total of 8 100-point exams. So you have the 5 exams, and it's like taking 3 100-point exams for the final. You're not really doing it, but that's how it'll be scored. And then out of those 8, 1 gets to be dropped. Okay, the date of the final exam is to be determined later. We don't know exactly what it is. And here's my course breakdown. So exams are 700, 500, plus 300 is 800, drop 1 is 700. The discussions are worth 100, participation, which is essentially doing the homework and doing everything you're supposed to do, 100. Total points is 900, and my grading scale is 90, 80, 70, 60. Okay, here is a tentative calendar. Okay, so you have your first discussion. You already have the first discussion question, actually. So it's due Wednesday. So discussions are always due Wednesday. Okay, homework you turn in with the exam. Okay, so how do I turn in the exam? Get your cell phone, just take pictures, click, click, click of your work, and then email to me, mham@ccsf.edu. Okay, so you email me your homework and your exams. And here's a schedule all the way through for the entire semester. Notice we don't know the date of the final exam, so I just put review for final exam with a question mark, because one of these days is probably going to be the final exam, but we don't know when, so I have to hold off on that until we get to that. Here's a list of all the homework assignments. Okay, so the whole semester's worth. Okay, so here are the problems that you're supposed to do. So this is the coverage for the first test. Then there's a chapter 1 test, chapter 2 test, chapter 3 test, chapter 4 test. All right. So here's all the homework assignments. On the videos, I end up doing 1/4 to 1/3 of the homework problems anyway. So you will actually see me on the videos doing, let's say for 5.1, I'll do problem 5 and problem 13 and problem 21 or something like that. So that shows you how to do the rest of the problems that are there. Okay, so any problem that I do in the video, just copy it, it's there, and then do the rest of the problems, which are sort of like the rest of the ones that I showed you. Okay. Then, if you scroll down, here are all the videos for the whole semester. You've got them already. Okay, so even though I would recommend that you follow the schedule, and every day I will email you or put on Canvas announcements what you're supposed to cover that day. Here it is. You've already got the whole semester's worth. So there's nothing preventing you from jumping ahead to 2.4 or 3.6, whatever you feel like. Or if you need to go back to any video, you can always go back to the video. Okay, the videos, again, generally less than 30 minutes, but they tend to go pretty fast. Okay, and then the Zoom link for our class is here. Please note this is more than you need. It's because I wanted to make just one Zoom link for all my classes. All right, so when you see all of this, most of it will not apply to us. Okay, so the only hours which apply to us are exams, whenever we have an exam from 8:10 to 10:25, and my office hours, which on Fridays from 8:10 to 9 a.m. So even though you see all this other stuff, okay, you don't have to join. Okay, we won't be meeting, okay, again, except for the Friday office hour and whenever we have an exam. Just ignore all the other days that are there. So here's the extra information that's there, and it's on the syllabus, as I mentioned. All right, so that's an introduction to our Math 90 course. If you have any questions, at any time, feel free to email me, mhom@ccsf.edu, and looking forward to hopefully a good spring semester for Math 90. All right, so that's the end of the introduction, and that'll do it for now. All right, so goodbye for this time.